I woke up this morning with the number 485 on my mind. I don't remember anything else of the dream. So I thought I would just see what's on 485 in my encyclopedias. And it is in the Volume 2 edition of Universal Standard Encyclopedia, Funk and Wagnalls, Argo through Bed. And on the front cover, it has an awesome picture of Asia. Top, a painting showing typical attitudes and dress of Cambodian dancers. Left, Japanese geisha, a professional dancing and singing girl. Above, a Chinese porcelain statue, Tang Dynasty. So I will show a picture of that. And on page 485, not at all what I was thinking, I would find athletics. So the entry starts on 484, so we're going to start there. Athletics. Athlos, it's Greek, contest. Games or contests involving physical strength, skill, and endurance. Contests involving physical prowess or simulated combat date from prehistoric times and are probably as old as community life. Even the origin of such organized games as the Tahltian Games in Ireland about 1000 BC and the Olympian Games in Greece about 776 BC is shrouded in legend. Although most primitive peoples engaged in games simulating combat, such as boxing and wrestling, some had organized sports. The American Indians, for example, played games resembling lacrosse, field hockey, and bowls, and engaged in foot racing and horse racing. In historic times, a great development of organized games took place in ancient Greece. See Games Ancient. Competition in these games was limited to Greeks until the Roman conquest of Greece in the 2nd century BC, and included foot racing, wrestling, boxing, horse racing. See also horsemanship. Chariot racing, and the group of contests called the pentathlon. Public games were introduced into Rome, but unlike the Greeks, who were primarily participants, the Romans were chiefly spectators, and a large class of professional athletes sprang up. See gladiators, Circus Roman. After the fall of the Roman Empire, organized sports found little favor until the time of the Norman conquest of England, 1066, when the tournament gained a wide vogue. Jousting was a sport of the nobility, however, and in England especially, the sport of the common people was archery. They also engaged in various forms of football and such field sports as throwing the bar or the hammer, but these games were considered detrimental distractions to the military sport of archery, and were several times forbidden by law. Athletics continued to occupy an important place in English life until the 17th century, when the Puritan spirit discouraged participation in games as frivolous and irreligious. Therefore, organized sports gradually declined into the middle of the 19th century. At that time, the schools and colleges in England, followed by similar institutions in the United States, began a revival of athletics which has progressed until the present day. In many countries today, athletics form an important part of the educational system, substituting in large part for mechanical exercises and formal gymnastics. Many games formerly played only by men are now also played by women, and statistics gathered from schools and colleges show improved physical condition of the participants as the result. A rigid distinction is made between amateur and professional athletics, particularly in the United States. An athlete who has lost his amateur standing by such actions as competing for money or valuable prizes, selling trophies, or publicly competing with professionals is barred from participation in any of the contests held under the jurisdiction of the Amateur Athletic Union of the United States or the Intercollegiate Association of Amateur Athletes of America. which control nearly all amateur athletic events. The principal amateur athletic sports in the United States, from the point of view of popular interest, are college football and basketball. Other popular team sports include baseball and softball, hockey, lacrosse, polo, and water polo. Among sports for individual competition are games related to tennis, including table tennis, court tennis, squash rackets, badminton, and handball. Competitive sports such as boxing, fencing, and wrestling, the water sports of swimming, diving, and rowing, winter sports such as skiing and skating, golf, bowling, and billiards. The chief professional sport is Major League Baseball. Others include football, boxing, wrestling, and hockey. In England, the traditional game is cricket. There and in other countries of Europe and South America, the various forms of football are popular. The principal games of the Japanese are baseball, swimming, and jiu-jitsu. In most countries of the world which have been influenced by Western civilization, the various contests of the Olympic Games are popular. See separate articles on the games mentioned. Also see track and field athletics, ice boat, yachting. There are two pictures here, and I will include these. Left, the discobolus, or discus thrower, by the ancient Greek sculptor Myron. Right, a modern discus thrower. Okay, that's it for athletics, page 485. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. Sincerest Kimba.